So my purpose is to challenge each and every one of you to develop a habit of fasting. Fasting brings tremendous change in your life. All the men of God in the Bible were the men and women who fasted and prayed. Every time they came to a place of lacking understanding or lack of knowledge or did not know what to do next, they turned to God in fasting and praying. So fasting has to be built into your regular lifestyle. Now, I want to share one of the benefits of fasting. You know, fasting is the time that you get freedom. When you fast, you basically get freedom from the control of food, control of your fleshly desire. Fasting is all about taking control of your fleshly desire. You know, the biggest craving we have is a craving of food. Second craving is we have the craving for sex, or craving for being lazy, or craving a hangout, just being relaxed, disoriented, and just allow the mind to wander around and not being productive. These are the laziness. Now, fasting is addressing those laziness. So you're telling your mind and your stomach, no food for you for 3 weeks. So your mind and your brain and your stomach start working together over time, trying to convince you that you need food, that food is attractive, that smells so good, that looks so tasty, and you keep telling no. You get no food for a while, then after 2-3 days, your body accepts. Say that, okay, I'm not getting any food. What is the alternative? You know what they do? Your body starts burning out the fat that deposited in the internal organ, around the organ, and under your skin. And your body also, your mind also focus on what next. You know, it brings creative thinking. It gets you freedom from the flesh. And you know that, generally when people fast, they don't do sex. They abstain from any form of pleasure. That includes sex. So when you deny that, your mind gets involved more into other things. So fasting brings freedom from the greed, from the lust. You're a very busy, hard-working man. When you take a break for fasting for 2 or 3 weeks, you're basically telling no to your greed for money. I'm not working because I'm fasting. So fasting basically builds freedom in your life. Let's turn to the book of Isaiah, chapter 58. It says about the right kind of fasting and the wrong kind of fasting. The chapter starts with people complaining, why have you fasted and you didn't notice? Why have you starved from food and abstained from every pleasure, and God, you haven't taken a note of it? Then God replied to them, say that, guys, your fasting was wrong. This is not the kind of fast I wanted. Then God said, this is the kind of fast I wanted. One of the things he said, the kind of fast I want from you is a fasting of humbling yourself. And then verse 8, chapter 58, verse 6, says that, is it not this kind of fasting I have chosen? To loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of yoke, and set the oppressed free and break every yoke. That's what the book of Isaiah says. So basically, fasting is the time you address every form of injustice in your life. The injustice that you do other people. The injustice you do to yourself, because your body is God's temple. According to the Bible, your body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God. Your body is redeemed by the blood of Jesus. And Paul says in Corinthians, don't you know that your body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God? Learn to honor God with your body. If you defile your body, God will defile you. See, this body is not me. This is my house. This is where I live. This is my residence. The person who lives inside of me, called soul, that's me. If you want God to reside, you make sure that your body is clean. If you eat all junk food and become fat and sick, you are definitely not a clean temple of God. So God says to children of Israel, this is the kind of fasting I have chosen. To loose the chains of injustice, untie the cords of the yoke. Every form of slavery need to be removed. Slavery of food, slavery of lust, slavery of greed, slavery of business, slavery of wandering mind. And to bring all that back into discipline and to set the oppressed free and break every yoke. So the purpose of fasting is so much deeper than simply giving up food for a while. Purpose of fasting is not just an outward practice, but is all about an inner transformation. It's all about addressing the deep, ugly sins of your life, untying the cords of yoke that binding you and getting you free. So fasting is all about building freedom. I challenge each and every one of you, fast with us for this Daniel fast and develop a habit of fasting. God bless you.